We are finally back again for the second reaction video of this year, BrBpTV Vibrations, guys. BrBpTV Reaction Vibrations, brothers and sisters. Definitely check out the first one. That'll be the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And of course, welcome to each and every one of you guys out there who have tuned into this year Vibrations, guys. And of course, I'm about Mr. Lix. Let us get into the Vibrations, the second one today, right now, guys. Of course, we heard of this particular individual who is now on social media speaking about the very thing that he was a part of. It's interesting that we have now reached to this dilemma right there where people or former ministers are now speaking out. Why? I must ask the question why. You guys know I always ask the question why, but this apparently is what this individual has to say right there. He's speaking about some sort of constitution, Dominican Labour Party constitution right there, and this is actually the book that he's speaking about. I never knew that they actually had a book, the Constitution of the Dominican Labour Party. And of course, Mr. Walters is then stating some rather interesting things, so we're gonna go into it right there. I speak the truth. This is what he stated right there. Oliver LeBlanc, Michael Douglas, Roosevelt Douglas, all the Douglases from Portsmouth, and Pierre Charles should be spinning in their grave, brothers. I don't think they're spinning in their grave. I believe they are doing somersaults. They are doing backflips, brothers and sisters. They're taking long runs in their graves for what is actually happening today, brothers and sisters. And of course, they should be spinning in their graves. That is what Walters is saying over the desecration, disrespect, relegation and abandonment of the Constitution of the Dominican Labour Party right there. This is what he's talking about, like I stated before. And of course, these leaders having profound, intimate and sustained interest in their organization never neglected the responsibility to honor the provisions enshrined in the DLP Constitution, which represent the guiding principles that characterize the DLP as a social democratic institution. Social democratic institution. It kind of reminds me of this individual. What's his name again? Bernie Sanders. What Bernie Sanders seems to be advocating for, the social democratic institution. Anyways, having said that, the Labour Party is currently dysfunctional, and if executive meetings are still taking place, the decisions taken are all null and void. To substantiate the content of the preceding paragraph, it is evident from 2014 post-general election, that is about approximately 8.5 years ago, the political leader is yet to summon a delegates conference, which undeniably is the supreme authority of the party, and importantly, one of its powers apparently one of its powers is the election of the offices. Interesting, because one of the things that I noticed, UWP tend to have a number of these things, whether it's every 2 years or something like that, and they tend to have some sort of elections. Yes, that was happening. And one thing we did not notice was that DLP never seemed to have had one. I remember when they were going about this whole reset thing, and they had this whole situation in Portsmouth, and I heard that Brother Skerritt was going to Portsmouth, and as a result of the uproar that they're having, as a result of uprooting Ian to put somebody else, he never made his way down to Portsmouth. What's the part of a word? He make a two-part somewhere. I don't know what if that is is the correct thing, but apparently he made a two-part somewhere, brothers and sisters, and did not show up as a result of the uproar that was happening right there. So it seems like, hey, I said this goes and that's it. Well, I've always asked myself this question: where exactly is the meetings for the DLP? If you're talking about democratic, it doesn't seem to be that democratic anyways, but what he's saying, that makes sense. This article clearly states in the black and white, you're talking about the DLP, this book right there. He's saying this article clearly states in black and white that the president, political leader, and the general secretary shall be elected for 3. So let me read it right here. This article clearly states in black and white that the president, political leader, and general secretary shall be elected for 3 years, no more than 3 years, brothers and sisters, and other officers for 1 year. Right? Hence, considering the 8.5 interesting years have elapsed, it is legally correct to conclude that there is no executive which is legally constituted according to the constitution of the DLP right there. So let me see if we have it back there. Okay, it's there. So yeah, hence blah 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 blah. Okay, there is no excuse to justify this deliberate and inexcusable lapse of perpetrating maliciously and intentionally something by the political leader whose desire is to continue to dominate and manipulate the executive in such a manner to deviate labor rights attention from the party to him in order to satisfy his insatiable aspirations of an ultimate and egomaniacal leader or leadership. I am looking forward to see what August will bring, and if not, my patience will endure until the end of 2023. Well, it seems like your patience will endure now. No, it's that. All labor rights are asked to do their own research and maintain vigilance. If you love labor, you also should love its constitution, for which forms the bedrock of the Dominican Labour Party. And he's not going to stop there. He said, my next episode will soon follow. Well, first of all, Mr. Walters, I don't think that this is a Labour Party anymore. It's very clear. I keep saying this every elections. The people are not voting for Labour. They are voting for Skerrit. It's Skerrit's party. So what you could have stopped from happening, brothers and sisters, what he could have stopped from happening should have happened long time, not now. It is no longer a Labour Party movement. It is a Skerrit party movement. It is Skerrit that people calling, hey, Skerrit, give me some money, please. And you hear Timmy balling, Skerrit, Skerrit. You know, it's Skerrit party. There's no Labour Party again. Even Skerrit himself saying that he's part of the Freedom Party. He says this multiple times, brothers and sisters. So then to come and see as if he's Labour Party that run, I think it's not Labour Party anymore. The Constitution, of course, is affected. That which 3 years. 2014 they gave him. 2014. No, 2004. 2004 was one. They say 3 sessions right there. Then they change up the individual. So somebody has it it's 3 times, I believe. That is stated. 3 times. Let's go back and read it. 3 years. General Secretary shall be elected for 3 years and other officers for 1. So the President, political leader, and the General Secretary shall be elected for 3 years and other officers. So 3 years, but if every election is 5 years, then that's kind of interesting right there. Maybe this is, you know, an outdated one and should have been updated. Or maybe the date is wrong, which is interesting right there. Or the political leader should be, based off what he's saying right there, shall be elected for 3 years and other officers for 1 year. So the president of the party, the political leader of the party, and the general, what is that? The general secretary shall be elected for 3 years and other officers for 1, based off this constitution right there. But this doesn't seem to be a Labour Party government at all. This is Skerrit government. I run things. Remember he said that? When you should have done something about it. When you know, but you stayed quiet. It's interesting though. We'll get into it in a moment, brothers and sisters, because we've seen a number of comments. This person is saying, Mr. Walters, read it again. Then look around Dominica. See if you are seeing what you are reading. Look hard, brothers and sisters. Look hard. I think they're talking about the very book right there. See if what you are seeing out there. Look hard. And then Mr. Walters reply, I see the imminent implosion, sorry, of the Skerrit party government. Yes, it's a Skerrit party government. It's not Labour Party government anymore. But you were also a part of it. And you stayed quiet when you were getting your money. You should stay quiet, Mr. Walters. You should stay quiet. We agree with you, no? We agree with you. But you should stay quiet. Because when things could have changed and stopped, you refused because you were making your money from it, I'm sure. We agree with you. But when you should have done something about it, it seems like there's something following up. Let us continue on that regard right there. Another person is saying, while it is true, I said, you see, while it is true, a delegates conference is long overdue. I've stated before, I've never seen this happen. I know BrBpTV has had it a number of times. You know, even to the point where Lennox was changed out, even to the point where Lennox was put back again. You know, he was put back again, and then he decided to retire or whatever, and then somebody else coming. I saw these things, brothers and sisters. So it is long overdue for the DLP party to have this, but it's not DLP anymore, it's Skerrit's party. I also know that this post was derived from a place of access denied. Yes, a number of us believe that that is the case. That's why now you speaking, we'll find out what that is. All you too greedy, all you want to have sweet life forever, regardless of the struggle of others. We are not interested in Labour Constitution now. Is there such a thing? You should make the post while you were in Cuba living a golden life, and this is where it gets interesting. Which golden life was he living? Apparently, according to this individual right there, it seems like you are no longer in oil. That is why you are making this post. They have kicked you out. Now you decide you are so concerned about what is going on. No. All the donkey years that you say 8.5 years has happened and you stayed quiet. You should stay quiet, Mr. Walters. We agree with you. Something should be done, true. But you should stay quiet now. Because you are no longer in oil. They sent you back to your home to plant fig. Oh, okay, I see. You have created the very monster. The problem that is in Dominica today. Too late shall be your cry, Mr. Walters. And you saw this photo right there. So let's see what it is now. Well, we shall see indeed. So this is apparently, this is Mr. Walters right there. He's the one. This is the one. Him there. This is Mr. Walters shaking hands and I guess, you know, having a good time. But apparently, let's see the date. The date I'm familiar. May 27. So apparently this is this year. This year, May 27, May, June, July, you decide you come in and speak out. He's saying, gracias, Cuba. Thank you, Cuba. Adios, Cuba. Goodbye. I guess these are the Spanish words that he learned in Cuba. Non venos de nueve Cuba. See you. What? Anyways, nuevo de nuevo Cuba. See you again, Cuba. Hasta luego. You could say hasta luego. That's much easier to say. Anyways, Dios te acompaña, Cuba. God be with you, Cuba. So I guess all these words that you're saying, and you said this on May 27, which apparently was your exit out of Cuba. Thank you, goodbye, see you again, Cuba. God be with you, Cuba. And this is you shaking hands. So apparently I don't know what happened as a result of this. Now you come out to speak. You talk about, oh, next episode will soon follow. You are no longer there and want to pretend as if people cannot do research to find out why are you now speaking. But it seems like that person stated well, you are no longer in oil. Interesting, too late shall be your cry when you should have done something about it 8.5 years later. Hey, look, he sent me friend request. Whoa, look, he sent me. Guys, I just see the friend request pop up on my phone. Mr. Walters, I'm sorry, but I tell you like it is. I'm not here. You want to add me? I'll accept you, of course. But I have to tell it like it is, Mr. Walters. Why is it now that you are speaking? That is a great question, right, guys? I kid you not. He just sent me a friend request. I'll post it on the screen. Anyways, brothers and sisters, this person is saying, my only question to you, sir, why is only now that you are writing this? That's a good question to ask. What happened to your Facebook while you was in Cuba? You couldn't say something about it, guys? Something needs to be done? No? Mr. Walters, come on. Was it hacked and you had no access to it? Just asking for myself. I need to really make sense of this nonsense apparently that is out there. Anyways, this individual is saying, long speech, Papa. I'm not going to read everything. You guys can go for it yourself. So this is what an individual is saying right there. So Mr. Walters, why is only, that's a question, that's a good question to ask, Mr. Walters. Why is now you are doing this when you should have spoken up before? Don't get me wrong, you know. It is better late than never. True, but too late shall be your cry, because if people will ask you a question, why? And apparently it seems like you are not part of this system right there anymore. So you are speaking out. I want to know. You add me on Facebook. Well, I want to know, Mr. Walters. Send me a message, please, so I can know. All right then. Cricket tomorrow. I guess cricket postponed. Yeah, they say tomorrow, Papa. So I just see a message pop up there. Anyways, guys. Yes. Why is only now that you are coming out to speak against Roselle Skerrit and his ways, his dirty ways? Why is it only now you want to open Dominicans' eyes about Roselle Skerrit and his dictatorship as if we did not know? We knew already. But it's very sad when men who know what to do are silent about the things until they themselves are caught in the same premise as everybody else. Then they start to speak. Really? Mr. Walters, come on. We want to know. As much as what you posted on your wall is true, I say it's true indeed, it is true, Mr. Walters. But why now? It's a question. I blame you for all what has happened in Dominica too. Yes, I blame every single government for what has happened to Dominica. Not every single government. The present people who are in power. Because when Reginald was in Grand Bay talking about, hey, I don't care about the $500 and the people were clapping, you blame the people too. When Reginald was coming and say we are last kakarot for too long in Dominica, in the Caribbean, matter of fact, or in the world, and he's the one who is presently in charge of certain things that caused Dominica to be last. A lot of all you would have been stoned, yes man, back in the days, after men like you helped carry them to damage the Dominican Labour Party and Dominica and get sick and get superior. One of my friends always talking about Dominica. She most likely gonna see this video. She always talking about Dominica and saying, boy, all you Dominicans stay and whatnot. But I say, you are equally as guilty because you voted for him back in the day. She say, I did it for my family and whatnot. Regardless of that, you helped put him in the position that is in, that is causing chaos today. You cannot remove the fact that well, for her to solve that problem, she has to come back to Dominica and vote on the opposite. That is the only way. It's the only way you can redeem yourself. Otherwise, you are equally as guilty as the government officials for doing craziness in Dominica. Right there. You want to talk? Why weren't you talking? Pretty much, I guess he says the same thing. Did you strip your son too? What made you come talking now? You all are malicious and greedy, blah, 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 blah. Guys, by the way, I saw it. There might be some cuss word in the next one right there. So mind me, please, children, close all your eyes, eh? Yeah, look at there, Papa, look at there. So this individual is saying, lol to you, Mr. Walters, you are a big hypocrite. I know you right. I know right about, no, you are an ungrateful pig. You are, I guess this is a labor right speaking about him. Talking about, oh, ungrateful pig. Miss Sammy, don't call me ungrateful. One thing to call me pig, but to call me ungrateful pig, you would get a thump. You are a card. What? You are a card. You are a dirty mother love. Well, you know, you see the need to speak the truth, or at least that one know the truth. After you have been replaced as the ambassador of Cuba, I guess that's where Ian came in. I guess Ian going in the gold now. Maybe that's why I didn't know Walters was the ambassador to Cuba. Well, I guess, you know, now your steed is over. And you do have money making. Well, I guess you'll get from your pension. Is it pension now? What they call it? Social security. Whatever they call it that. Anyways, tell me what again you are looking for from the Dominican Labour Party. Well, there's no Dominican Labour Party anymore. You talk about Dominican Constitution. You're not there again now? Labour Party Constitution. Tell us what you have been given to the people. Tell us what have you given back to the people of Paybush, the people constituency in and out of office. Everything you have now you owe to the DLP is true. The very Prime Minister of Dominica, you hate the man long time from when the story started of your daughter having interest. I heard that too. It's alleged. It's alleged. Anyways, you abuse your power in the party and as a member of government and parliament to do how much? Dotted like moving, guys, you know how much to do, how much things like moving the age of consent from 18 to 16 after your 18-year-old. Me. Okay, I don't know about that. Hey guys, all this is alleged. I don't know about this thing. Again, as Minister of Agriculture, yes, I remember under Walters, he was the Minister of Agriculture at one point in time, and agriculture died under Mr. Walters. Yes, man, I remember. Little youth, I remember. Good, thank God for that kind of brain. God give me a kind of brain that have active recall. Oh, yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Anyways, again, the Minister of Agriculture, he gave one of your friends the government building at Indian River to do a restaurant. Don't know what he gave you, and all know your government not getting $1 out of the rent instead of your friend collecting every rent money. Again, as the minister responsible, Minister of Agriculture, are you giving people rent? I don't get it. You use your government funds to cut road on your property to village of Born, and you did nothing on the so you did things for yourself, Mr. Walters. Be sure that your sins will find you out. In your one reign as Pal Rep in the Paybush constituency, you gave one man over and over to construct a bridge access to the farmlands which the river gone with, and you kept on giving it to him to do the same way, all what I don't know. Things. You get the point. Anyways, as a minister, you manipulated your brother's family. Guys, all alleged. Mind me, please. So I don't know about these things, but he's calling them. Look, you know, they call him an ungrateful pig again. Yes, you know to yourself you only got that far because of labor. It's true. The big question I want to ask Mr. Walters is, why did you wait so long to do these things and come out? Now that you have cemented yourself, and this is one of the things that the Skerrit knows, you know. I watch Skerrit know these things. He knows that if he does things for people, make sure you nice and fine and dandy. When he's ready to throw you under the bus, you cannot come and speak against him, because he knows that the people will attack you and ask you, why now are you speaking about these things? What happened back then? Why didn't you do something about it? You stayed quiet. You stayed quiet to ensure that your belly's got fat, so to speak. Your pockets got fat. Yes, man, he got obese. Yes, Lord. From school days as a teacher, no one liked, well, I wouldn't say no one liked him. Come on, people. I wasn't part of the school, but come on. Stop your dirty ways. That person that writing this, stop your dirty ways. You mean to tell me everybody didn't like Mr. Walt? Come on. Anyways, Table School, it was up. If it was up to me, you would never have even gotten 20 votes. But in spite of all that, the people stayed with you for 20 years. 20 years. Mr. Walters, 20 years. And now you coming to speak out 20 years. Ah, oh, Lord have mercy. But in spite of all that, the people stayed with you for 20 years. Tell what? 20 years. Tell what have you done for the people? Not one thing. This is what I don't understand with the Labour Party team, you know. They're not doing nothing for their people. Even Skerrit coming and admit and say he's the one responsible for letting the ministers who wanted to do things in the community not do it, and the people still go back and vote for the very man who's claiming that he's the one responsible for the PREPs not doing things in the community. The next time, the next election, he then blames them. Boy, are you good in that place, David? Yes, Lord. 20 years, what have you done? Blah, blah, blah. Agriculture. As a Minister of Agriculture, you had the most pigs on the north. Sorry for the Costwood people. The only project you did in Paybush as a parent was to build a wall around the... Let's go back and see what wall around what. Yes, build around the school to protect your wife from... Yes, Lord. But look talima. Look talala, boy. Hey, your wife from... Anyways, I don't think them business there. You have done nothing for Paybush. That's pretty much how all the DLP parties have been, eh? What Ian has done for Portsmouth. Huh? What? What? The best thing to happen in Portsmouth is the little marina thing they did outside there. I think it's the Japanese that thing, but that was during the UWP time. They made a promise to do it. Not on the DLP that came, you know. The thing where people going on the P&A, brothers and sisters, to go out there in the boats and stuff, by the marketplace in Portsmouth. That was not DLP, that was on the UWP promise, I think, by the Japanese who had to do these things. That's why it got built. What have the PREPs? I don't understand. Instead of doing things to advance the economy of Dominica, to help the people work within the economy, to then make strides. Nothing like this is happening. No, people want to beg or beg. I blame the ministers, true, but I also blame the very people for causing what the ministers are doing to them. And it's very sad that Peter has to then pay for Paul. Yes, Lord. Sorry for the cuss word. Who made you, man, today? You built a church for you and your family. So you been your own. I think Skerrit built a church for himself too now. Anyways, the party made a church for him and his family. So you will not be among the same people that supported you. So what? You build your own church so that you won't be amongst... Guys, I don't know. This sounds like Beth. The rest of this is Beth. The basis here, I want to point out here, guys, is why no? Why no, Mr. Walters? Was it because of this? You are no longer part of this team? Is it because of that, Mr. Walters? You said adios in Spanish in many different ways. This person is saying, just now Skerrit will come and call out Matthew. Don't make no man come and call out you, Mr. Walters. What you saying is the truth. The question is, your timing is far off, Mr. Walters, to affect change. So all that's going to happen is just blah, blah, blah. You speak on your next episode. Nothing is going to come from it. Because then the DLP is going to look at you as a traitor. Well, Scary Team is going to look at you as a traitor to them. The DLP is going to look at you as a traitor to them because you did not follow the constitution that you are supposed to be guided by. The elderly folks, Reginald, Walters, and a number of the folks who are the older folks in the DLP, they allow these things to happen to them. So when these kind of situations are happening now, what they going to do? Talk? You call Matt now? Call Matt now, no? We call him Matt. Alright then. Anyways, this person is saying there is no Labour Party anymore. The DLP has morphed into the Scary Party. I said this, and the narcissist was encouraged by the likes of Matthew himself. Yes. Because it's only now you are speaking, Mr. Walter. No. Let's see how long the Lauren, what's Lauren type? Yes, Lauren is another one. She went, let's see how long the Lauren type behavior will last. Call this one turn carbon is, anyways, yeah. This is the last one. Scared will tired. Take all you for Papi show. He says all kind of things. Look, this person international airport in all your dreams, Dominicans. For God's sake, wake up. And I understand, Mr. Walters, you're trying to wake up the people. No, the question here is it too late, Mr. Walters? When you have a seed, it's like planting a seed. You plant a seed, it grows into a seedling. It grows a little more at that time when you can root out that seed. You can root out this seed. Maybe you don't know what the seed planting, you know. But as the seed is starting to come out, you can say, guys, should I leave this there? It is much more easier to take out a seedling than a tree. You can root out this seedling with your hands. It can even grow to a little plant. But when it becomes a tree, you can't root it out with your hand. You have to get chainsaw and sometimes even dynamite to take out that tree there. Because it has enrooted itself for 20 years. Now come in and speak maybe on the basis that you are now out. Mr. Walters, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, Mr. Walters. But my question here is, why no? Guys, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. Don't forget to check out the previous reaction I did today. That'll also be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And with that said, guys, be real. Be positive.